You ever see something that changes the way you look at people forever? Something that burns in your memory because it reminds you that kindness still exists, say even when the world seems cruel? Well, a broken bar. This story is one of those moments. It was a cloudy afternoon in a quiet suburban town. The kind where everyone knew each other's names but not everyone cared enough to notice what was really going on. 12-year-old Emily Carter was rolling her wheelchair home from school. Her backpack, decorated with bright stickers and a small stuffed bear, bounced slightly as she moved along the sidewalk. Emily had been born with a spinal condition that made walking impossible, but that never stopped her from smiling. She loved sketching sunsets, feeding stray cats, and dreaming about being an artist one day. But school wasn't easy. That day, as she turned the corner near the small convenience store, 3 boys from her class, Jason, Kyle, and Devin, stood waiting. They weren't the kind of bullies who shouted insults in the hallways. No, they were the kind who smiled while twisting the knife. "Well, look who's rolling in," Jason sneered. "Did your chauffeur quit today, princess?" Emily tried to ignore them. She'd learned that silence was sometimes the best answer. But as she maneuvered past them, Kyle stepped in front of her chair. "Hey, we're talking to you," he said, smirking. "Please see broken bar, just let me go home," Emily whispered, her voice trembling. Evan laughed. "What's the rush?" "Gotta race to the finish line." Before she could respond, Jason pushed the handle of her wheelchair hard. The chair jolted forward, hit a bump, and Emily gasped as her world tilted. Her bag flew off, and in an instant, she was thrown from the chair, landing painfully on the edge of the street. Cars honked, brakes screeched, and one driver yelled in shock as Emily scrambled to pull herself out of harm's way. The boys froze, not out of guilt, but fear of getting caught. Then, from down the street, the sound of roaring engines filled the air. Vroom, vroom. Heads turned. Out of nowhere, a line of bikers appeared, black leather jackets, helmets shining, and roaring chrome machines that seemed to shake the ground. The bullies backed up, startled. The lead biker, a tall man with a beard streaked with gray and a patch that read Ironheart's Brotherhood, slowed his Harley to a stop right beside Emily. He switched off the engine, removed his helmet, and his piercing blue eyes softened instantly as he knelt beside her. "Hey there, sweetheart," he said gently. "You okay?" Emily's lips quivered as she nodded, tears filling her eyes. "A broken bar, they pushed me." The biker's jaw tightened. He turned slowly toward the boys, who looked pale and frozen in place. "Did you now?" he said, his voice low and dangerous, the kind that made your stomach drop. Jason tried to stammer something, but his voice cracked. "We broken bar, we didn't mean to." "Didn't mean to?" The biker cut him off. "You shoved the little girl in the street." "You meant to." One by one, more bikers pulled up beside him, men and women alike, all wearing matching vests. They formed a circle around Emily like a wall of steel and humanity. The leader, who the others called Bear, helped her back into her wheelchair with gentle hands. "Name's Bear," he said kindly, "and these are my brothers and sisters. We ride to raise money for kids like you, for hospitals and support groups. You're not alone, got it?" Emily's tears finally broke into a shaky smile. "Thank you." Bear nodded. "No thanks needed. But you can do me one favor, hold your head high. People like them only win when you believe their lies." The bullies were trembling now, caught between shame and fear. Bear motioned to them. "You 3, pick up her things." Every single one. They scrambled to grab her bag, the papers that had flown out, even her little stuffed bear that had landed in a puddle. When they handed everything back, Bear looked them dead in the eye. "Now listen to me carefully. What you did today, that's cowardice. You think you're tough? Try showing respect. Try protecting someone smaller than you. That's what real strength looks like." The boys lowered their heads, silent. Bear revved his engine once more but didn't leave right away. Instead, he turned to Emily. "You ever need help, you call the Ironhearts. We'll ride for you anytime." Then he handed her a small keychain, a tiny silver wing. "For courage," he said, "because you've got more of it than most people I've met." From that day forward, something changed in town. Word spread fast about what happened, about the bikers who came from nowhere to protect a little girl. The bullies faced school suspension, but more importantly, they faced something else, a reflection. Jason, the ringleader, eventually came to Emily months later. He stood awkwardly by her locker, eyes downcast. "I'm sorry," he muttered. "You didn't deserve that." "None of it." Emily looked at him, calm and kind. "Thank you," she said simply. "I forgive you." It wasn't easy. A forgiveness rarely is, but that's what made it powerful. Years passed. Emily grew up, went to art school, and became a painter. Her first major exhibition featured a massive canvas, a little girl in a wheelchair, surrounded by a circle of bikers, engines blazing like guardians of light. She titled it "The Day Courage Rode In." When Bear saw it, because yes, the Iron Hearts came to her gallery opening. He just stood there quietly, eyes glistening behind his sunglasses. "You did good, kid," he said softly. Emily smiled. "So did you." And maybe broken bar, that's the lesson right there. Kindness doesn't always wear a cape or come from heroes we expect. Sometimes, it rides in on two wheels, wearing leather, with a heart big enough to change someone's life. So the next time you see someone being pushed down in any way, remember this story. Because you might not be part of the Iron Hearts Brotherhood to Broken Bar, but you can still be someone's hero.